Ladies and gentlemen, we have all experienced the discomfort that comes when someone begins to avoid us, whether it's a friend, a loved one, or a colleague. It leaves us questioning our worth, wondering what went wrong. But today I want to remind you, do not chase what withdraws from your life. When someone avoids you, it is not a reflection of your value. Your self-worth is not tied to someone's presence, response, or acknowledgement. Don't waste your energy trying to convince them to stay. Instead, guard your peace. Peace is your most valuable asset, and no one is worth your mental and emotional turmoil. Let me tell you something important. Silence is also a response. When someone pulls away, they are communicating something. Whether or not they use words, it is better to accept that message than to ignore it. You cannot build a relationship on a foundation that isn't mutual. You see, relationships thrive when there is reciprocity. Mutual effort creates healthy connections. But when the other person avoids you, it's time to redirect your focus. Focus on those who stay, not those who leave. The right people will not run from you. They will walk with you through every season. Remember, detoxing your circle is essential. Every time someone walks out, they make room for someone new. And sometimes their absence is necessary for you to grow into the next version of yourself. God's plan for your life does not require everyone you started with. So what should you do when someone avoids you? Respect their space and honor your own boundaries too. Don't allow rejection to make you bitter. Instead, let it make you better. There's a lesson in every disappointment and an opportunity in every closed door. Today, I encourage you, stop holding on to people who no longer hold on to you. Walk boldly into the future that's waiting for you. There are people destined to love, support, and uplift you, and they are waiting just beyond the people who are leaving. When someone avoids you, don't chase them, release them. Trust that what is meant for you will never avoid you. And remember this, your life was never tied to their presence. Your future belongs to God, and He will bring the right people at the right time. Do not chase what withdraws. When someone pulls away, it can trigger feelings of rejection and insecurity, making you want to pursue them even harder. But this pursuit often brings more harm than good. Chasing after what is withdrawing only places unnecessary strain on your heart and mind. It's important to understand that not everything that leaves is meant to stay, and forcing something that no longer fits will only delay your growth. People leave for different reasons. Some outgrow the relationship, some are dealing with personal battles, and others simply realize their time with you has ended. None of these reasons reflect your value. Their withdrawal is not a reflection of your worth, but an indication of their own path. Trying to hold on to people who are drifting away sends the wrong message to yourself that you need their approval to feel complete. This is a lie you must reject. Your value is intrinsic. It does not fluctuate based on who stays or who leaves. When you chase someone who is withdrawing, you end up exhausting yourself emotionally. Every time you stretch yourself to accommodate someone who no longer fits into your life, you lose a little bit of your peace. You overthink, overanalyze, and second-guess everything, hoping you can convince them to stay. But peace is not found in pursuit, it is found in release. Holding on too tightly to what is leaving only increases the tension and causes unnecessary suffering. It drains you of the energy needed for the things that truly matter. Life has a way of moving people in and out of seasons. When someone withdraws, it is often because their role in your life is complete. Just as leaves fall from a tree in autumn, some people must leave so that new growth can take place. Clinging to what is withdrawing only delays the arrival of what's next. There is no shame in letting go. In fact, releasing what no longer belongs is the ultimate act of trust. Trust in God's timing, in your purpose, and in the process of life. What is meant for you will stay, and what isn't meant for you will leave. No matter how hard you try to hold on, love and meaningful relationships should never require endless pursuit. The right people will walk with you by choice, not by obligation. When you find yourself chasing after someone, pause and ask, is this person adding peace to my life? Or are they only taking from it? If the answer is the latter, it's time to let go. You don't need to beg for space in anyone's life. Your time and energy are too precious for that. Chasing blocks the flow of new blessings. When you focus on what is slipping away, you become blind to the doors that are opening right in front of you. There are relationships, opportunities, and experiences waiting for you, but they can only come when you release what is trying to leave. Sometimes we cling to what we know because it feels safe, even when it no longer serves us. But growth requires discomfort. You must trust that letting go will create room for something far greater than what you thought you needed to hold on to. It's not your job to convince someone to stay in your life. Relationships are healthiest when they are built on mutual respect and desire, not on pursuit. When someone avoids you or pulls away, respect their decision and maintain your dignity. It's okay to feel the loss, but it's not okay to sacrifice your peace in an attempt to hold on to someone who has chosen to walk away. True connections don't require chasing. The people who are meant to be in your life will stay because they want to, not because you ran after them. Letting go is not easy, but it is necessary. It takes strength to release what no longer aligns with your path, but that strength will make room for something better. Stop running after those who withdraw. Trust that what is meant for you will find its way to you without you having to chase it. There is freedom in release, and there is peace in knowing that you are enough, just as you are. Guard your peace above all. Peace is one of the most valuable gifts you can possess, yet it is constantly under threat from people, circumstances, and even your own faults. Many of us spend so much time trying to please others, fix situations, or manage relationships that we neglect the state of our inner world. But peace is not something you should trade for approval, validation, or fleeting comfort. It is the foundation of a healthy mind, heart, and spirit. Guarding it means learning when to say no, when to walk away, and when to prioritize your well-being over everything else. Your peace must be treated like a treasure, something precious and worthy of protection. Not everyone deserves access to it, and not every situation deserves your attention. There will always be people and circumstances trying to disrupt your peace. Toxic relationships, overwhelming demands, unnecessary drama, and unexpected challenges. It is your responsibility to decide what enters your life and what doesn't. Guarding your peace isn't selfish, it's essential. If you allow too many things to drain you, you will have nothing left to give where it truly matters. You cannot control the actions of others, but you can control how you respond to them. Peace is not the absence of problems, but the presence of calm in the middle of them. Guarding your peace means choosing not to engage in every argument, not reacting to every insult, and not getting involved in every situation that demands your attention. There is power in staying quiet, in walking away from things that don't serve your purpose. Not every battle is yours to fight, and not every opinion is worth responding to. Some things are better left unanswered for the sake of your own mental and emotional health. Peace is also about setting boundaries. Boundaries are not walls to keep people out, but guidelines to protect what's sacred within you. They allow you to manage your time, energy, and emotions wisely. If you say yes to everyone and everything, you will quickly become overwhelmed and depleted. Guarding your peace means learning to say no without guilt, knowing that every no to something outside of your purpose is a yes to your well-being. It means choosing relationships that uplift you, not drain you, and engaging in activities that nourish your soul, not exhaust it. Another essential part of guarding your peace is managing your inner world, your thoughts, emotions, and beliefs. External peace starts with internal peace. You can't control everything around you, but you can control what goes on within you. Guard your thoughts against negativity, jealousy, fear, and insecurity. What you dwell on becomes your reality, so be intentional about feeding your mind with things that uplift and encourage you. Practice gratitude, meditation, and prayer. These habits will anchor your spirit even when life feels chaotic. It is also important to protect your peace from the weight of other people's expectations. Many of us carry unnecessary burdens, trying to meet everyone's demands and live up to their standards. But living for others' approval will only leave you feeling exhausted and unfulfilled. You were not created to be everything to everyone. Guarding your peace means letting go of the need to explain, justify, or gain permission for your choices. You don't need validation to walk the path that feels right for you. When you make peace a priority, you align yourself with clarity and purpose. A peaceful mind makes better decisions. When you are calm, you can hear the still, small voice within that guides you toward your purpose. But when your life is filled with noise, confusion, and distractions, it becomes difficult to discern what really matters. Guarding your peace allows you to stay focused, grounded, and connected to what truly aligns with your values. Guard your peace because it is essential to your joy and your well-being. Without peace, even the most beautiful moments can feel heavy. With peace, even the most difficult challenges become bearable. It is through peace that you learn to enjoy the journey, no matter how uncertain or challenging it may be. Peace is not something you stumble upon, it's something you cultivate and protect. And when you guard it, you create space for joy, healing, and growth. Guarding your peace is not a one-time decision, it is a daily practice. It means continually evaluating what adds value to your life and what takes it away. It means learning to release people, habits, and situations that no longer serve your well-being. And above all, it means recognizing that your peace is sacred and it is worth guarding at any cost. Redirect your focus. Life is filled with distractions, challenges, and situations that can easily pull you off course. If you're not intentional about where you place your energy and attention, you will find yourself investing in things that drain you, frustrate you, and keep you from moving forward. Your focus is a powerful tool. It shapes your thoughts, actions, and ultimately your destiny. To redirect your focus is to reclaim your mental and emotional resources and place them on what truly matters. It's not enough to simply want change. You must train yourself to focus on the things that bring growth, progress, and purpose. Where your focus goes, your energy flows. If you spend all your time thinking about the things that are going wrong, you will only feel more overwhelmed. If you focus on your mistakes, you will stay stuck in regret. But if you shift your focus towards solutions, goals, and opportunities, you open yourself to new possibilities. Redirecting your focus doesn't mean ignoring your problems. It means choosing not to dwell on them endlessly. Problems may be a reality, but your attention should be fixed on finding a way forward, not on staying in the struggle. Many people get caught in a cycle of frustration because they focus on what they can't control. Whether it's someone else's behavior, the outcome of a situation, or the opinions of others, they waste time and energy trying to change things beyond their power. Redirecting your focus means recognizing that you have control over your thoughts, choices, and actions, and that is where your energy belongs. When you start focusing on what's beyond your control and start focusing on your response, you begin to take back your power. Another important aspect of redirecting your focus is learning to let go of the past. You cannot move forward if you're always looking backward. Dwelling on past mistakes, failures, or missed opportunities only keeps you trapped in a cycle of regret. Redirecting your focus means shifting from what went wrong to what you can do differently now. The past cannot be changed, but the future is in your hands. Focus on today and the steps you can take to create a better tomorrow. Every moment you spend stuck in the past is a moment lost from building your future. Redirecting your focus also means becoming intentional about where you place your time and energy. Not everything deserves your attention. You must learn to identify the things, people, and activities that align with your values and goals. When you focus on things that don't serve your purpose, you end up feeling drained and frustrated. But when you invest your energy in things that matter, your personal growth, your health, your relationships, you feel empowered and fulfilled. You become what you focus on, so choose wisely. Sometimes redirection is necessary when things don't go as planned. Life rarely unfolds exactly the way we expect. There will be setbacks, delays, and disappointments. But instead of staying stuck in frustration, you must redirect your focus toward what you can learn from these experiences. Every obstacle is an opportunity for growth, if you're willing to shift your perspective. Failure isn't the end, it's a chance to adjust, learn, and try again with greater wisdom. When you focus on what each experience can teach you, every challenge becomes a stepping stone rather than a stumbling block. It's also important to recognize the role that negative thinking plays in your focus. Your mind is like a garden. Whatever you water will grow. If you feed your mind with fear, doubt, and negativity, those thoughts will take root and overwhelm you. But if you redirect your focus toward gratitude, hope, and positive action, your mindset will shift, and you'll begin to see opportunities instead of obstacles. Redirecting your focus means becoming aware of your thoughts and intentionally choosing ones that uplift, encourage, and inspire you. Focus isn't just about what you think, it's also about what you do. Action follows focus. When your mind is scattered, your actions become inconsistent and unproductive. But when your focus is clear, your actions align with your goals and progress becomes inevitable. Redirecting your focus requires discipline. It means saying no to distractions and yes to the things that matter, even when they require effort. Success isn't achieved by doing everything, it's achieved by doing the right things consistently. There are seasons when you will need to redirect your focus inward. Sometimes the most important work you can do is within yourself. Instead of focusing on what others are doing, focus on your own growth, healing, and development. Redirecting your focus inward allows you to build the strength, clarity, and confidence needed to face life's challenges. Comparison is a thief of joy, and the more you focus on others, the more you disconnect from your own unique journey. Focus on becoming the best version of yourself, not on competing with those around you. Redirecting your focus is not a one-time decision, it is a continuous practice. Life will always throw distractions your way. But when you train your mind to focus on what truly matters, you create momentum toward your goals and purpose. Your thoughts and attention are powerful. Where you place them will determine the quality of your life. Don't let distractions, regrets, or setbacks steal your focus. Redirect it toward what builds, what inspires, and what leads you closer to the life you are meant to live. Silence is a response. In a world where everyone feels the need to react instantly, to comment on every situation, and to justify themselves at every turn, silence is often misunderstood. But silence is not weakness, nor is it indifference. It is a deliberate, powerful response that communicates more than words ever could. Silence allows you to retain your dignity, maintain control over your emotions, and avoid engaging in unnecessary conflicts. It is not just the absence of sound, it is the presence of wisdom. Not every situation requires a verbal response. There are times when your silence will speak louder than anything you could say. When someone disrespects you, insults you, or tries to provoke you, responding with silence sends a message that you will not be drawn into their chaos. It communicates self-control and strength, two qualities far more valuable than winning an argument. Silence says, I am above this, my peace is not up for negotiation. In many cases, engaging only gives others the satisfaction of knowing they've disturbed your spirit. Silence, on the other hand, denies them that power. Silence can also protect your energy. Responding to every insult, rumor, or negative remark drains you emotionally. Some battles are not worth your time. When you respond to negativity, you give it space in your mind and life. Silence is a way of choosing peace over unnecessary confrontation. It allows you to conserve your energy for things that truly matter, things that build you up rather than tear you down. In a noisy world, mastering the art of silence can be your greatest form of self-care. Silence gives you time to think. Words spoken in haste are often regretted later. When emotions are high, silence allows you to step back, reflect, and respond thoughtfully instead of impulsively. It is during moments of silence that clarity emerges. Many relationships and situations have been destroyed because someone spoke too soon or said too much. Silence creates a space for understanding, both within yourself and with others. It helps you respond wisely rather than react emotionally. There is power in not giving people immediate access to your thoughts and emotions. Silence protects your inner world. When you are silent, others don't know what you are thinking, and that creates a boundary. It prevents manipulation and keeps you from being easily influenced by the expectations of others. Not everyone deserves to know your thoughts, your plans, or your feelings. Silence is a way of maintaining control over your life and decisions, ensuring that you only share what is necessary with those who have earned your trust. In some cases, silence is not just a response to others, but a tool for self-discipline. It teaches you patience and humility. There will be times when you feel the urge to defend yourself, to explain, or to fight for recognition, but silence allows you to practice restraint. It teaches you that your worth is not tied to the approval or acknowledgement of others. You don't always have to prove yourself. Silence says, I know who I am, and I don't need to explain myself to everyone. Silence can also be a powerful tool in healing. When words fail, silence provides the space for reflection and recovery. It allows you to sit with your emotions, understand your thoughts, and process your experiences without outside interference. In difficult situations, silence can offer comfort and clarity. Sometimes the best response to pain is to be still and let time do its work. Silence teaches you that not every wound needs to be addressed immediately. Some healing happens quietly over time. Silence shifts the focus inward. When you stop speaking and start listening, you become more aware of your inner world. You gain insight into your thoughts, your fears, and your desires. Silence allows you to listen to the voice of intuition, the quiet nudge that often gets drowned out by the noise of life. It is in silence that you can connect with yourself and with something greater than yourself, whether that's your faith, your purpose, or simply the stillness within. In relationships, silence can also serve as a boundary. When someone repeatedly disrespects you or crosses your limits, silence is a way of saying, I will not engage. It is a nonverbal reminder that you value yourself enough to walk away from what no longer serves you. Sometimes silence is the only way people will learn that their actions have consequences. It teaches them that your attention is a privilege, not a guarantee, and that you will not tolerate being mistreated. Silence teaches you the importance of timing. There is a time to speak and a time to stay silent, and wisdom lies in knowing the difference. Not every opportunity to speak is the right one. Sometimes the best response is to wait to allow time to reveal the truth, to let emotions settle, or to see things from a clearer perspective. Silence doesn't mean surrender, it means choosing to respond when the time is right. Silence is a response rooted in strength. It is the choice to rise above pettiness, to preserve your peace, and to focus on what truly matters. It is a reminder that your voice is valuable, but it does not need to be used carelessly. In the end, silence is not an absence, it is a deliberate presence. It is the quiet confidence that you are in control of yourself, your emotions, and your path forward, and that is a power few will ever understand. Self-worth is non-negotiable. It is the intrinsic value you carry within yourself, one that does not depend on external validation, achievements, or the opinions of others. When you know your worth, you become unshakable. No person, situation, or circumstance can diminish what you know to be true about yourself. But far too often, people compromise their self-worth by seeking approval, settling for less, or adjusting themselves to fit into spaces they were never meant to be in. Your self-worth must be non-negotiable, fixed, unchanging, and grounded in who you are at your core. The moment you allow others to define your worth, you give away your power. When you look to others for validation, you place your value in their hands, leaving yourself vulnerable to their opinions, moods, and acceptance. One day they may praise you, the next they may criticize or dismiss you. Basing your worth on external approval is a shaky foundation. It fluctuates with the opinions of people who are often inconsistent themselves. True self-worth remains steady, regardless of how others treat you or what they say about you. You are valuable because of who you are, not because of what people think of you. Your worth is not tied to your achievements. It is easy to feel worthy when you are winning, succeeding, or being celebrated, but what happens when life gets tough? If you base your self-worth on what you accomplish, you will find yourself feeling empty and lost during moments of failure or setback. Your worth is not in your job title, your salary, or the awards you collected. Is in your character, your values, and the unique essence that only you bring to the world. Even when life doesn't go as planned, your worth remains intact. Self-worth also means not settling for less than you deserve. If you don't recognize your own value, others will take advantage of you, underappreciate you, and treat you as if you are optional. When you settle for relationships, jobs, or environments that make you feel small, you send a message to others and to yourself that your worth is negotiable. But when you know your worth, you no longer entertain things that undermine your dignity. You set boundaries not to push people away, but to protect the value you hold within yourself. Self-worth means saying no to what depletes you and yes to what aligns with your highest good. One of the biggest traps people fall into is comparing their worth to others. In a world filled with social media and constant competition, it's easy to feel like you are not enough. But comparison is a thief of joy and a destroyer of self-worth. When you measure yourself against others, you forget that your value is unique. It cannot be measured by someone else's journey. Your worth is not in being better than others, but in being the best version of yourself. Every time you compare yourself to someone else, you diminish the beauty of your own individuality. Knowing your worth also means refusing to beg for love, respect, or attention. You do not need to convince anyone to see your value. If someone doesn't appreciate who you are, that's not a reflection of your worth. It's a reflection of their ability to recognize it. Love that is real will never make you feel like you are too much or not enough. Respect that is genuine will not require you to prove yourself repeatedly. When you value yourself, you learn to walk away from anything that demands you shrink to be accepted. You realize that you are worthy of being celebrated for who you are, not tolerated for what you can do. Making your self-worth non-negotiable also means guarding your mind against negative self-talk. The way you speak to yourself shapes the way you see yourself. If you constantly tell yourself that you are not good enough, not attractive enough, or not smart enough, you begin to believe it, and that belief reflects in your actions and choices. But when you affirm your value, when you remind yourself daily that you are enough just as you are, you begin to live from a place of confidence and self-respect. Your words to yourself must align with the truth of your worth. Self-worth isn't arrogance, it's self-awareness. It's not about thinking you are better than others, but about knowing you are enough regardless of the circumstances. When you operate from a place of worth, you don't have to compete with others or seek attention. You become content in who you are and comfortable with the idea that not everyone will understand or accept you, and that's okay. Knowing your worth gives you the freedom to be yourself without fear of judgment or rejection. The beauty of self-worth is that it allows you to show up authentically. When you know your value, you stop pretending to be someone you're not just to fit in. You realize that the right people, the ones who truly belong in your life, will appreciate you for who you are. You no longer have to wear masks or play roles to gain acceptance. You give yourself permission to be real, to make mistakes, and to grow without feeling like your worth is on the line. Making your self-worth non-negotiable is an act of self-love. It is choosing to honor the person you are, even when others don't. It's deciding that you will not lower your standards, compromise your values, or change who you are just to be accepted. When your self-worth is non-negotiable, you walk with a quiet confidence. You understand that your value does not decrease because someone else fails to see it. You live from a place of inner peace, knowing that you are enough just as you are, and that is a power no one can take from you. Respecting both their space and yours is essential for healthy relationships and personal well-being. Every person needs space physically, emotionally, and mentally. Space allows people to recharge, reflect, and maintain their individuality, even within the closest of relationships. When you respect someone's space, you show that you value their boundaries, independence, and personal needs. At the same time, it's equally important to honor your own space. Respecting both their space and yours creates balance, trust, and a sense of mutual respect. Respecting someone's space means understanding that you cannot be everything to them all the time. People need moments to breathe, think, and experience life on their own terms. This isn't a rejection, it's part of being human. Everyone needs solitude, whether to process emotions, reflect on decisions, or simply rest without external pressure. When you respect their need for space, you communicate trust. You trust that the relationship does not need constant interaction to stay strong. And you trust that they can take care of themselves without your involvement in every detail of their life. Giving others space also fosters personal growth. When people are allowed room to grow as individuals, the relationship naturally becomes healthier. Smothering someone, whether through excessive communication or constant presence, can make them feel trapped. On the other hand, giving them space allows them to explore their interests, develop their thoughts, and build a stronger sense of identity. Relationships thrive when both parties feel free to be themselves. Respecting space doesn't mean neglecting the relationship. It means creating an environment where both people can flourish independently and together. At the same time, respecting your own space is just as important. You must set boundaries to protect your mental, emotional, and physical well-being. It's easy to lose yourself when you are always available to others, constantly responding to their needs or overextending yourself to maintain a relationship. But your time and energy are limited resources. If you don't protect them, you risk burning out. Giving yourself space is not selfish, it's necessary for self-care. It allows you to reconnect with your inner world, reflect on your own needs, and recharge your emotional batteries. Establishing boundaries for your space means knowing when to say no without guilt. There will be times when you need to decline invitations, delay responses, or withdraw from interactions to focus on yourself. Healthy relationships will respect that. People who value you will understand that taking time for yourself is not an act of distancing, but a way of maintaining balance. When you respect your space, you teach others how to treat you. They begin to understand that your presence is valuable and should not be taken for granted. Balancing space between yourself and others requires trust. Trust that the relationship does not need constant contact to stay meaningful. Trust that they will reach out when they're ready. And trust yourself to manage your emotions in the waiting. Sometimes people need distance to process their feelings or work through challenges on their own. It's not your job to fill every silence or solve every problem for them. Respecting their space means giving them the freedom to figure things out in their own way and time. Learning to respect space also reduces unnecessary conflict. When people feel pressured or overwhelmed by constant demands, frustration builds. Many misunderstandings arise not because of a lack of communication, but because one person's need for space is not honored. Respecting space prevents resentment from growing and encourages healthy communication. It teaches you to listen more and react less, to pause, reflect, and approach situations with patience rather than urgency. Respecting both your space and theirs also promotes emotional security. When both parties know they are allowed to step away without fear of rejection or misunderstanding, trust deepens. It sends the message that the relationship is solid enough to withstand distance, and that neither person needs to perform or prove their commitment constantly. Emotional security grows when both people feel free to take a step back without feeling guilty or threatened. Another benefit of respecting space is that it encourages appreciation. Absence truly can make the heart grow fonder. When you give people space, you allow them to miss you, to reflect on your value, and to appreciate your presence in their life. Constant interaction can sometimes dull the appreciation we have for each other. Creating space allows moments of connection to feel fresh, meaningful, and intentional rather than routine or obligatory. Respecting space helps both you and the other person maintain a healthy sense of identity. No relationship can thrive when one person loses themselves completely in the other. Whether in friendships, family, or romantic relationships, individuality is essential. Maintaining your own space ensures that you continue to grow, pursue your passions, and cultivate a sense of self outside of the relationship. The stronger your sense of self, the healthier your relationships will be. You are not meant to lose yourself in others. You are meant to complement them while staying true to who you are. Respecting space helps create a rhythm of connection and solitude. Just as a song needs pauses to make the melody beautiful, relationships need moments of stillness to make connection meaningful. When you balance togetherness with healthy distance, you create a rhythm that keeps the relationship alive without feeling forced. Moments of connection become something to look forward to, rather than an obligation. When you both respect space, you build a relationship rooted in trust, freedom, and mutual appreciation. Respecting their space and yours ensures that both parties feel valued, empowered, and at peace. It's not about creating distance, it's about creating balance. When you learn to honor space, you strengthen your connection, deepen trust, and create a foundation where both people feel free to grow individually and together. Relationships must be mutual, meaning they require both parties to invest time, energy, and care. A healthy relationship is not a one-sided effort. It thrives when both individuals are equally committed to building and maintaining it. Whether in friendships, family ties, or romantic relationships, mutual effort creates balance, fosters trust, and nurtures emotional connection. When relationships are not mutual, one person ends up carrying the weight, leading to frustration, resentment, and emotional exhaustion. A truly fulfilling relationship is built on reciprocity, where both people give and receive in a way that sustains the bond over time. Mutual relationships begin with mutual respect. Both people need to recognize and honor each other's boundaries, opinions, and values. When respect flows in both directions, there is room for healthy communication and understanding. Respect prevents one person from feeling superior or more important than the other. It ensures that no one is taken for granted and that both parties feel valued for who they are. Without mutual respect, relationships become imbalanced, where one person's needs and opinions dominate, leaving the other feeling unheard and undervalued. Another key element of mutual relationships is shared effort. It's not enough for one person to initiate conversations, plan activities, or solve problems. Both people must be willing to show up for the relationship, especially when things get tough. Effort must be intentional and consistent. It cannot be limited to moments of convenience. A relationship in which only one person is doing the work will eventually feel draining. Both individuals should actively participate in maintaining the connection, supporting each other through challenges, and celebrating successes. A mutual relationship is a partnership, not a performance where one person plays all the roles. Mutual relationships also require mutual care and emotional investment. Love, friendship, or connection is not just about words, it's about action. Caring for someone means being attentive to their needs, emotions, and well-being. It's about showing up, being present, and offering support even when it's not requested. But care must not be one-sided. Both individuals need to feel seen, heard, and valued. If only one person is giving emotionally while the other receives without reciprocating, the imbalance will lead to exhaustion and unmet needs. In a mutual relationship, care flows both ways. Both people feel supported, cherished, and emotionally safe. Trust is another essential component of mutual relationships. Trust is built when both parties feel secure in the connection and know they can rely on each other. It grows through transparency, honesty, and consistency. Mutual trust ensures that both people feel free to express their thoughts and feelings without fear of judgment or betrayal. It also means being accountable, doing what you say you will do, and being dependable. A relationship without mutual trust becomes fragile, where one person feels uncertain and constantly questions the other's intentions. Communication must also be mutual. It's not enough for one person to express their thoughts and emotions while the other remains distant or silent. In a mutual relationship, both parties share openly and listen actively. Both voices matter. When communication flows freely in both directions, misunderstandings are minimized and both people feel understood. Mutual communication builds emotional intimacy as each person knows they have a safe space to share their thoughts, fears, and dreams. Without this, one person may feel isolated, leading to emotional disconnection. Boundaries are another important part of mutual relationships. Both people must understand and respect each other's boundaries without guilt or pressure. A relationship becomes mutual when both individuals feel comfortable setting limits and know that those limits will be honored. When boundaries are respected, trust grows, and both parties feel safe within the relationship. Healthy boundaries protect the individuality of each person while allowing the relationship to flourish. They ensure that no one feels overwhelmed, disrespected, or overextended. Mutual relationships also require mutual growth. Both individuals need to be willing to evolve and grow together. Relationships are not static, they change and develop as people change. Mutual growth means supporting each other's personal development and celebrating individual successes while also working toward shared goals. A relationship that lacks mutual growth becomes stagnant, where one person may feel stuck while the other progresses. In a healthy relationship, both people encourage each other to become the best versions of themselves, knowing that personal growth strengthens the bond they share. Balance is key in mutual relationships. Both giving and receiving are essential. If one person is always giving without receiving, they will eventually feel depleted. Similarly, if one person is only receiving without giving, they may become entitled or disconnected. Balance ensures that both people feel valued and appreciated. It's about finding a rhythm where both individuals feel fulfilled, not by keeping score, but by offering what they can and receiving in return. Balance makes the relationship sustainable. It ensures that no one is left feeling used or overlooked. Mutual relationships are marked by shared responsibility. Both individuals must take ownership of their actions, words, and the health of the relationship. It's not about assigning blame, but about working together to resolve conflicts and grow stronger. When both people are accountable, the relationship becomes a safe space for honesty and healing. Shared responsibility also means that both individuals recognize the importance of their role in the relationship. Each person's presence, effort, and intention matter equally. Mutual relationships are about shared value. Both people must feel that the relationship is worth the effort, the time, and the energy. When both individuals value the connection, they are more likely to nurture it with care and attention. Relationships that are truly mutual don't feel like burdens or obligations. They feel like meaningful connections that enhance both lives. Each person knows that they are equally important to the other, and the relationship becomes a source of joy, support, and strength. Mutual relationships are not perfect, but they are built on the foundation of equal respect, effort, trust, and care, and that is what makes them thrive. Detoxing your circle means carefully evaluating the people around you and deciding which relationships are nourishing and which are toxic. Just as your body needs a cleanse to function at its best, your social circle needs periodic detoxing to ensure that the people you surround yourself with are contributing positively to your life. Relationships have a powerful influence on your mindset, emotions, and personal growth. The wrong company can drain your energy, derail your goals, and damage your self-esteem. Detoxing your circle isn't an act of rejection, it's an act of self-care and realignment toward relationships that uplift and inspire you. The first step in detoxing your circle is recognizing toxic patterns. Not everyone around you has your best interest at heart. Some people may secretly compete with you, manipulate your emotions, or drain your energy through constant negativity. Others may only reach out when they need something from you, offering little in return. Pay attention to how you feel after interactions with certain people. If you consistently feel exhausted, stressed, or unappreciated, it may be time to reevaluate those relationships. You cannot grow in an environment that constantly drains you. Detoxing your circle also means setting boundaries with people who take more than they give. A healthy relationship involves both giving and receiving. If someone consistently takes without offering support or encouragement in return, they may be contributing to an imbalance that leaves you emotionally depleted. It's okay to limit your availability to people who do not respect your time or energy. Relationships should be built on mutual respect and care, not on one person's constant sacrifice for the other. Sometimes, detoxing your circle involves removing people who no longer align with your values or goals. As you grow, your priorities will change, and not everyone will grow with you. Some friendships are seasonal. They serve a purpose for a time, but may not be meant to last forever. Holding on to relationships that no longer serve your growth can slow you down and keep you stuck in old patterns. It's okay to outgrow people and move on without guilt. Growth requires letting go of anything that holds you back. Detoxing your circle is not just about removing toxic people, it's also about inviting more positive influences into your life. As you clear space, you make room for healthy, supportive relationships to flourish. Seek out people who inspire you, challenge you to grow, and genuinely care about your well-being. Surrounding yourself with positive, motivated individuals will uplift your spirit and encourage you to pursue your dreams. The right circle will push you toward your goals and celebrate your victories rather than resent or envy them. Detoxing your circle also involves identifying people who are emotionally draining. Some people are not intentionally toxic but still carry a negative energy that can weigh you down. This may include chronic complainers, those stuck in victim mentalities, or people who bring constant drama into your life. You don't have to cut these people off completely, but you can set healthy boundaries to protect your peace. Reducing your exposure to emotionally draining people is essential for maintaining mental clarity and emotional stability. Another aspect of detoxing your circle is letting go of people who don't respect your growth. As you evolve and pursue new goals, not everyone will support your journey. Some people may feel threatened by your progress or try to pull you back into old habits. You cannot afford to carry people who resist your evolution. A healthy circle celebrates your growth, even when it means you're moving in a new direction. Surround yourself with people who cheer for your success, not those who try to hold you back. Detoxing your circle also means ending relationships that are built on convenience rather than connection. Some people are only around when it's easy or beneficial for them. These relationships are not based on genuine care or mutual support. They are transactional. It's important to recognize when someone is only in your life out of convenience and not because they truly value you. You deserve relationships that are intentional, not opportunistic. Detoxing requires courage because it often involves making difficult decisions. You may need to distance yourself from people you've known for years or from relationships that once felt meaningful. It can be painful to let go, but holding on to unhealthy connections will only cause more harm in the long run. Remember that detoxing your circle is not an act of bitterness, it's an act of love for yourself and for your future. Detoxing your circle also gives you more time and energy to invest in relationships that matter. When you remove distractions and toxic influences, you can focus more on building meaningful connections with people who uplift and encourage you. Quality relationships will always be more valuable than quantity. It's better to have a few close, genuine friends than to be surrounded by a crowd of people who don't truly care about you. Detoxing your circle allows you to regain control over your life. You are the average of the people you spend the most time with. If your circle is filled with negativity, drama, or jealousy, those traits will eventually rub off on you. On the other hand, if you surround yourself with positive, inspiring individuals, their energy will elevate you and push you to become your best self. Detoxing your circle is about taking responsibility for your environment and choosing to cultivate relationships that nourish your soul and align with your purpose. Focusing on who stays rather than who leaves is a powerful mindset shift that can significantly impact your emotional well-being and personal growth. When people exit your life, whether through a breakup, a friendship ending, or simply drifting apart, it's easy to fixate on the loss. This focus often breeds feelings of inadequacy, rejection, and sadness, leading to a sense of emptiness that can overshadow the positive connections that remain. Instead, by redirecting your attention to those who choose to stay, you can cultivate gratitude, resilience, and a deeper appreciation for the relationships that truly matter. Recognizing and valuing the individuals who remain in your life is essential. These are the people who have chosen to support you, uplift you, and share in your journey. They are the ones who believe in you and contribute positively to your life. Acknowledging their presence reminds you that not everyone is meant to leave. Some relationships are built on a strong foundation of trust, loyalty, and shared values. Focusing on these connections fosters a sense of belonging and security, which is crucial for your emotional health. Another important aspect of this shift is the power of perspective. When you focus on who stays, you begin to see your life through a lens of abundance rather than scarcity. Each person who remains represents an opportunity for growth, joy, and meaningful connection. Instead of dwelling on the void left by those who are gone, you can celebrate the richness brought by those who continue to stand by your side. This perspective allows you to appreciate the depth of your existing relationships and encourages you to invest time and energy into nurturing them further. To gratitude, focusing on those who stay fosters resilience. Life is full of changes, and people will inevitably come and go. By training yourself to prioritize the individuals who remain, you build emotional strength and adaptability. Resilience is cultivated when you recognize that while losses may hurt, they do not define your worth or dictate your future. Those who stay are a reminder that you have a support system, and you can lean on them during tough times. Their loyalty reinforces the idea that you are not alone, even when others leave. Another significant benefit of this mindset shift is the opportunity for deeper connections. When you actively focus on those who choose to stay in your life, you can strengthen and deepen these relationships. You might find that the people who remain share common interests, values, and goals with you. Investing in these relationships allows for mutual growth and shared experiences, creating a stronger bond that can withstand challenges. This can lead to more fulfilling and enriching interactions as you cultivate connections that uplift and inspire you. Focusing on those who stay allows you to engage in healthy emotional processing. It's natural to feel sadness and grief over lost relationships, but it's essential to work through those feelings rather than letting them linger indefinitely. By turning your attention to the present relationships that bring you joy and support, you can process your emotions more effectively. This shift doesn't negate the pain of loss. Instead, it acknowledges it while also allowing you to find healing through the positive connections that remain. This approach enables you to move forward with a more balanced emotional state. When you focus on who stays, you open yourself up to new possibilities. Letting go of those who have left creates space for new relationships to enter your life. By acknowledging the individuals who choose to remain and supporting them, you create an environment where new connections can flourish. You may meet people who align more closely with your current self, interests, and aspirations. This opens the door to friendships, partnerships, and collaborations that can significantly enhance your journey. Focusing on who stays also encourages you to evaluate your own contributions to relationships. Ask yourself what you bring to the table in these connections. This self-reflection can lead to personal growth and improvement in your relational skills. Understanding your role in maintaining these relationships empowers you to become a better friend, partner, or family member. When you recognize the effort required to sustain positive connections, you become more intentional in how you nurture them. Shifting your focus from who leaves to who stays fosters a sense of hope and optimism. Every relationship that endures serves as a testament to your capacity to connect with others deeply and meaningfully. It reminds you that while change is an inevitable part of life, enduring connections can bring joy, support, and enrichment. This mindset shift transforms your experience, allowing you to embrace the present and move forward with confidence and gratitude. Ultimately, by focusing on those who choose to be a part of your life, you honor the strength of those relationships and cultivate a more fulfilling and resilient life. The journey of life is intricately woven with divine purpose, and understanding that God's plan will unfold without those who choose to exit your life is a profound realization that can liberate and empower you. Often when we face losses, be it friendships, romantic relationships, or even familial connections, we may feel a deep sense of despair or confusion. We might question our worth or wonder if we made mistakes that led to these separations. However, recognizing that God's plan for you transcends any human relationship is essential for moving forward with faith and confidence. Every person who enters your life plays a role, whether their presence is temporary or enduring. Some are meant to teach us lessons, while others are meant to walk alongside us for a season. Each relationship contributes to our growth, shaping our experiences and perspectives. However, when those relationships dissolve, it's easy to fall into the trap of believing that our journey is somehow compromised. This belief can lead to feelings of inadequacy or a sense of loss that can be hard to shake. Yet, it is crucial to remember that God's plan is not contingent upon anyone else's presence in our lives. When we embrace the idea that God's plan will unfold without them, we acknowledge that our purpose and destiny are divine rather than dependent on human relationships. God has a unique path for each of us, intricately designed to lead us toward our highest potential. While certain individuals may accompany us along the way, their absence does not hinder our journey. Instead, it can serve as a catalyst for growth and discovery. God often uses transitions and changes to redirect us toward better opportunities, deeper connections, and richer experiences. This understanding invites us to practice acceptance and trust in the divine timing of our lives. While it is natural to grieve the loss of relationships, we can also find solace in the knowledge that every ending paves the way for new beginnings. God's timing is perfect, and sometimes the departure of certain people is necessary for us to step into our true calling. It encourages us to release attachments to what was and open ourselves to what is yet to come. This process is not merely about moving on, it's about moving forward with purpose and anticipation for what lies ahead. Focusing on God's plan allows us to cultivate resilience. When we recognize that our path is guided by a higher power, we gain strength to face challenges and uncertainties. The loss of relationships can be painful, but understanding that our journey is part of a greater design helps us to process those emotions more effectively. We learn to rely on faith, trusting that God has our best interests at heart. This faith transforms our perspective, enabling us to view challenges as opportunities for growth rather than as setbacks. When we acknowledge that God's plan will unfold without them, we free ourselves from the burden of trying to maintain relationships that may no longer serve our highest good. It's an invitation to evaluate our connections and recognize which ones are truly aligned with our values and aspirations. Holding on to relationships that no longer resonate with our journey can drain our energy and distract us from pursuing our true purpose. By letting go, we create space for new relationships that are in harmony with our evolving selves. This also opens the door for new opportunities and experiences. When certain individuals exit our lives, it often creates a vacuum that can be filled with new encounters, ventures, and learning experiences. By focusing on God's plan, we can become more receptive to these opportunities. Instead of fearing change, we can embrace it, recognizing that it often brings us closer to our purpose. New relationships can introduce us to perspectives, experiences, and resources that propel us forward on our path. Embracing the notion that God's plan will unfold without them encourages us to cultivate a deeper relationship with God. In moments of loss or transition, we are often led to seek divine guidance and comfort. This journey can foster spiritual growth and deepen our understanding of ourselves and our purpose. It invites us to pray, meditate, and reflect on our lives, fostering a connection that can provide clarity and strength. The more we rely on our faith, the more we understand that our worth is not determined by the presence of others, but by our relationship with the divine. The realization that God's plan will unfold without those who leave empowers us to embrace the journey of life with open hearts and minds. It allows us to acknowledge our feelings of loss while also finding hope and strength in the knowledge that our purpose is greater than any individual relationship. This shift in perspective cultivates resilience, encourages personal growth, and invites new opportunities into our lives. By focusing on the unfolding of God's plan, we can navigate our journey with faith, trust, and an unwavering belief in the goodness that lies ahead. As we come to the end of our exploration into the profound truth that God's plan will unfold without those who choose to exit our lives, let us carry this powerful message in our hearts. Every ending is a new beginning, a divine opportunity for growth and transformation. Life is a journey, and while certain relationships may come to a close, they do not define our worth or limit our potential. Instead, they pave the way for God to work miracles in our lives, leading us to experiences and connections that are aligned with our true purpose. Embrace the beauty of this journey. Trust that the divine is always at work, guiding you toward your highest good, even when the path seems unclear. Let go of attachments that no longer serve you, and open your heart to the new blessings that await. Remember, you are not alone in this journey. You have a loving God who walks with you every step of the way, orchestrating a plan that is uniquely designed for you. So as you move forward, choose to focus on the relationships that uplift you, the opportunities that inspire you, and the purpose that drives you. Let the departure of others be a reminder that your life is rich with possibilities. waiting for you to embrace them. With faith as your foundation, step boldly into your future, knowing that God's plan will unfold beautifully exactly as it is meant to, with or without those who have walked away.